Agentic AI just crossed the chasm from experimental to enterprise ready, and the market is moving fast. We're talking about major players like Accenture, ServiceNow, and HP putting agents to work right now. This shift has massive implications for your product roadmap, your engineering strategy, and frankly, how you're building in AI this year. No BS AI briefing, brought to you by Proactive AI. Welcome back. I'm your host Vikash Sharma, and this is where builders get straightforward AI news without the fluff. Alright, let's dive into some high signal items that hit my desk from June 29th, 2026. This period really shows agentic AI moving out of the lab and into serious mission critical enterprise environments. First up, we've got Booz Allen Hamilton and OpenAI partnering on secure defense AI deployment. Now, Booz Allen, as you know, is a massive consulting firm working extensively in defense and intelligence. Their announcement with OpenAI isn't just a handshake, it's about accelerating secure AI for defense, intelligence, and other commercial missions. In plain English, this means bringing frontier AI models into some of the most sensitive, high stakes environments imaginable. Booz Allen engineers are getting direct access to OpenAI's roadmap, enablement, and training resources. For builders, the interesting part is how enterprise security patterns are really starting to crystallize here. This kind of partnership sets a model for how you integrate powerful foundational models into mission critical systems, all under very strict security protocols. Expect to see more of this gated access via strategic partnerships, especially as compliance frameworks tighten in heavily regulated sectors. It's not just about what the models can do, but how securely they can do it. Next, a big one, Accenture and ServiceNow are launching agentic AI services for enterprise risk. This isn't a small pilot, folks. This is a collaboration to automate critical risk workflows, deploying pre built agents for things like vendor risk management, operational technology security, and regulatory compliance, all built on the ServiceNow AI platform. Think about that. These aren't just generic AI tools. These are specialized agents designed to tackle specific high value, high compliance problems within a corporate environment. For builders, this matters because it positions agentic AI not as some experimental feature you tinker with in a sandbox, but as a production grade, viable service. If you're building products in the risk or compliance space, or even just thinking about how AI can automate business processes, you need to pay attention. This means platform integration and compliance automation are becoming primary drivers for ROI in agent deployments. And also, HP is scaling OpenAI's frontier platform for AI governance across multiple functions. OHP, a global tech giant, is expanding its OpenAI partnership to deploy this platform called Frontier across customer support, software development, and internal operations. That's three distinct critical business functions. What's Frontier doing? It's acting as a governance layer, a crucial piece of infrastructure for managing AI agents, their context, and their deployment patterns at scale. This includes grounded remediation, which means using telemetry, knowledge bases, and clear runbooks to ensure agents operate safely and correctly, and to fix issues when they arise. Why does this matter for builders? It tells us that agent orchestration and observability aren't just nice to haves anymore. They are becoming standard, required features. If you're building agents, you absolutely must design for governance from day one, not just for the agent's core function. It's about building agents that can be trusted and managed in a large, complex organization. Now, out of these three high signal stories, the one I want to really dive into today is the Accenture and ServiceNow launch of Agentic AI services for enterprise risk. I think this is the most important story of the batch, and here's why. What happened is that Accenture, a global professional services behemoth, teamed up with ServiceNow, a dominant enterprise workflow platform provider, to offer managed services. These services leverage agentic AI to automate critical risk workflows across organizations. We're talking about automating vendor risk assessments, managing operational technology security, and ensuring regulatory compliance. This isn't abstract, it's tangible automation of tasks that are traditionally time consuming, prone to human error, and require deep domain expertise. They're using pre built agents directly on the ServiceNow AI platform. Why this matters right now is that it provides concrete market proof that large enterprises aren't just dabbling in agentic AI anymore. They're ready to buy production ready agent services. Think about the history here. Agentic AI has been a massive topic of discussion and experimentation. Developers have been building prototypes, and startups have been showcasing incredible demos. But actually, getting these agents into the hands of an enterprise buyer as a managed, integrated, and reliable solution has been the missing piece. ServiceNow's vast enterprise footprint, combined with Accenture's ability to implement and scale solutions globally, that's a potent combination. It validates that the market is truly shifting. Buyers are looking for integrated offerings that deliver clear ROI rather than just experimental features or standalone tools that require significant internal effort to operationalize. It reduces the perceived risk for enterprises to adopt this technology. So, who should really care about this? Well, just about every builder in the AI space, but let's break it down. Founders, especially in compliance, risk, or security, SaaS, you're now facing a very strong competitor. ServiceNow and Accenture aren't just another startup, they have deep relationships and established platforms. This means you either need to specialize even further, offering hyper niche solutions, or seriously consider how you can integrate with platforms like ServiceNow. Can you be the best in class add on that extends their capabilities rather than trying to outcompete them head on? Product managers, this news should make you rethink your product roadmap immediately. Are you building features that could now be commoditized or offered as a managed service by a platform? Where can you differentiate? Where do your customers want the deep, specialized intelligence that a generic agent can't provide? Think about how you can leverage these platforms rather than always building from scratch. More engineering leaders, the validation of agent orchestration, governance, and observability as core requirements is huge. Your teams need to be thinking about how to build agents that are inherently observable, auditable, and manageable at scale. It's not just about getting an agent to do something, but to prove it did it correctly and can be rolled back if necessary. Indie hackers. This might feel daunting, but it also creates opportunities. If the big players are focused on managed services and pre built agents for specific high value enterprise tasks, where are the gaps? What are the smaller, neglected use cases that don't warrant Accenture's involvement but still need agentic automation? Or perhaps, how can you build custom tooling that makes integrating with these platforms easier for smaller businesses? How I think about it as a builder is this. For years, we've talked about the build versus buy decision for software components. Now, with agentic AI, that decision is becoming even more complex. Are you building a bespoke agent for a critical workflow, or are you looking to buy a managed service from a platform that's already integrated and handles the governance for you? My analogy here is cloud infrastructure. Early on, everyone built their own servers, then AWS came along and offered managed services like EC2 and S3. You could still build your own, but the ease, reliability, and security of managed services often outweigh the customizability for many core functions. The same is happening for agents now. This means your job isn't just about creating agents, but about strategically deciding where your unique value lies and where you can leverage what's becoming standard platform capability. Focus on the hard parts, the proprietary data, the unique business logic that truly differentiates you. Don't reinvent the wheel on agent governance if a platform offers it robustly. My no BS take on this: agentic AI has certainly been hyped, but this move by Accenture and ServiceNow is a real tangible step toward production grade deployments. It's not just marketing fluff. It signals that the biggest hurdles for enterprise adoption security, governance, and integration are being addressed by major players. However, it's not a magic bullet. Customization for specific compliance edge cases will still be crucial, and the cost premiums of managed services will definitely influence who can adopt this quickly. It also introduces potential platform lock in, so builders need to weigh the convenience against long term flexibility. It's a significant milestone, but vigilance is still key. If you want one practical takeaway from today's episode, something you can act on this week, here it is. Experiment, map your workflows to agentic AI. Don't just think about what agents can do, think about what they should do in your context. Here's how to try it in under 60 minutes. One, identify 2 to 3 high friction repetitive workflows in your team or product. Think about things like tier 1 customer support ticket routing, initial vendor information gathering, internal audit checks for common compliance issues, or pre-screening job applications for basic criteria. Pick workflows that have clear inputs and outputs, and ideally where humans are currently doing a lot of grunt work. 2. Break down each workflow into individual steps and categorize them. For each step, ask yourself, is this a judgment-based task requiring human intuition or creativity, or is it a rule-based, data-driven task that could be automated? The more rule-based a task is, the better candidate it is for agent automation. For example, check if vendor has valid tax ID is rule-based. Negotiate best vendor terms is judgment-based. Separating these helps you identify the exact boundaries of what an agent can handle reliably. 3. Estimate the potential time or resource savings if even 50% of these rule-based steps were automated by an agent. Even a rough estimate can be incredibly insightful. Could it free up a team member for more strategic work? Could it reduce error rates or speed up processing times? This exercise isn't about building the agent yet. It's about building the business case and identifying the clearest ROI for agentic AI within your own operations, mirroring what Accenture and ServiceNow are now offering to their customers. This specific experiment is worth your time right now because it forces you to think strategically about where agentic AI can deliver real, measurable value rather than just chasing the hype. It gets you ready to either build smartly or integrate strategically. That's it for today's No BS AI briefing. If this helped, follow the show in your podcast app and share it with one builder you know. And if you've got questions or topics you want covered, connect with me on LinkedIn and send them over. See you in the next briefing.